Bam, Leute. Und herzlich willkommen zurück zu Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney. Justice for all. Ja, habt ihr mich vermisst? Vielleicht. Wir sind hier im Gerichtssaal, in der Defendant Lobby Number 5. War das nicht Number 2 die ganze Zeit? Ich weiß doch auch nicht, Mensch. Ich und Zahlen. Auf jeden Fall sind wir hier mit unseren zwei netten Freunden hier in Blau. Krawatte sitzt. Ja, die Blicke sind tot wie immer. Aber wir leben noch. Im Gegensatz zum Ringmaster des Zirkus, der Direktor. Der wurde abgemurkst. So ein bisschen. Von irgendjemandem. Und unser Klient, der Star des Zirkus, dieser Maximilian, wie hieß er nochmal? Es war der Bob, ne? Bringen wir es auf den Punkt. Er heißt Bob. Ja. Der war es aber natürlich nicht, ne? Also, weil er hat eine Gehaltserhöhung bekommen und ja, dann ist eigentlich alles gut. Von daher, wir haben ein paar Verdächtige. Es gibt hier einmal die Regina, ja, die zwar die Tochter ist des Direktors, die aber sehr unemotional an die ganze Sache ranging, ne, an unsere Befragung etc. Dann gäbe es noch den Clown, der hat halt einen recht unlustigen Eindruck gemacht. Das war's. Und eine Puppe von einem Bauchredner, die ist auch ganz gefährlich. Ja, also wir haben sehr viel Auswahl hier. Wir gucken mal, ne? Da ist er. Der Bob. Good morning, Max. Max? Milk? What? If I don't have a glass of milk before I go on stage, I just can't function, sweetie. Stage? Don't worry, there won't be a stage. All you have to do is sit down. I guess. Nick, Max is really nervous. That's understandable. Hey, my sweeties. What? You don't think I should fly, do you? Huh? You know, you've got to make good first impression. When I enter the room, maybe I should fly in and warm up the crowd a little. No. We can't be having you flying around the courtroom. It wouldn't be right. Imagine if you hit someone. Don't worry, Max. Just do what Nick says and everything will be okay. Oh, sweetie. What is it this time, Max? Why don't you try flying into the courtroom? I can see it now. The dashing young lawyer flying fabulously in from above. One glimpse of that and everyone in the room will be on your side. Max, really, no one needs to fly today. Nick, what's with that look on your eyes? I like the sound of that. Dashing young lawyer flying fabulously. Ja, man kann es ja versuchen, aber am Ende wirst du trotzdem auf die Schnauze fallen. Courtroom Number 2. Und die gute Francie ist auch wieder am Start. Hi, Judge. Wie geht's dir? Hallo, ich habe nicht gedrückt und du... Hallo? What, Your Honor, get on with it. Junge, ich konnte hier gar nichts lesen. Also, ich meine, ich kann sowieso nicht lesen, aber... Das war jetzt ein bisschen frech. Your Honor, get on with it. Oh, sorry, I just realized that the defendant's name is Billy Bob Johns. So. Well, isn't the defendant also known as Maximilian Galactica? Galactica, ja, das war der Künstlername. Ne? Yes, Your Honor, he does often go by that name. You know, my grandchild is a huge fan of his. I think everyone here wouldn't mind if we call the defendant Maximilian Galactica. Okay, von mir aus. Sounds more friendly. Was ist mit Billy Bob falsch? I wonder if that is to our advantage. Miss Von Karma, your opening statement, if you please. I hope you didn't bother thinking you'd win this one, Mr. Phoenix Wright. That spirit channeling trial was a sham. I refuse to acknowledge its legitimacy. It did not count. Do you hear me? You must still be upset about what happened last time. Ach komm. You have no chance. Zero. Zilk. Nada. I am not losing this case. Why, you ask? Because it is not in the nature of a von Karma to lose at anything. Mensch. I guess being born with the name von Karma is a free pass to be arrogant and annoying. Watch and learn, Mr. Phoenix Wright. I'll show you the textbook procedure for proving how absolutely guilty you are. Me? Guilty? What are you talking about? It will be my ultimate revenge. But it's not like it'll bring her dad back. There, opening statement complete. Now let's hurry and wrap up this waste of time. Okay. Very well. You may call your first witness, Miss Von Karma. Detective Dick Gumshoe. Get up there now. Hi. Sorry to keep you from work. As I am sure you need every penny you can earn, Detective. Don't mention it. It's no trouble at all. I've been looking forward to this. Very well. I would like you to begin by shedding light on the events in question. At your service, sir. All right, Detective. You may proceed with your testimony. Okay. Details of the events. Was ging denn da ab? The night of the crime, snow was falling until 9:40 p.m., making it extremely cold outside. Okay, jetzt sehen wir mal eine Map hier. Der Very Big Circus haben wir hier, die Cafeteria, der Ringmasters Room. Da haben wir draußen hier, da haben wir Moe's Zimmer, Lodging House und Acro im 3. Stock. Okay. All the circus performers were gathered in the big top to practice their routines. The practice session broke up around 10 p.m. The murder itself took place in the plaza in front of the lodging house at 10:15 p.m. The victim was found bent over a wooden box, dead as a doornail. The cause of death was blunt force trauma that snapped something in his neck. I don't even know it, but it's written here, so I guess it is what it is. Okay, danke, Gumshoe. I see. He was beaten to death. Here's the autopsy report for the victim. The court accepts this into evidence. Russell's autopsy report. Time of death 10:15 p.m. Cause a blunt force trauma to the back of the head. Gut, wir müssen das andere Wort nicht mehr lesen, das ist gut. A blunt object, huh? Very well, Mr. Wright, you may begin your cross-examination, digger. Yes, Your Honor. So, na dann gucken wir mal. Hat eigentlich alles in Ordnung geklungen, soweit. Snow was falling. Genau, wir haben ja auch keine Fußspuren gesehen, ne? Vom Killer. Nur die von Russell. Probably. Ah ne, es hat ja nicht geschneit. Es hat ja nur bis 20 vor 10 geschneit. Okay, ja, wir pressen mal. Schön tief rein. Let me ask you about the snow. It was nearly a blizzard up until the time of the crime. Did it pile up? It wasn't such a big deal. Maybe about 1.5 inches was on the ground. The snow froze in place and stayed on the ground until the next day. The snow. Let me see. There's got to be more to this. What's the matter, Nick? I need to take a look at the court record. Do I? Okay, let's do it, I guess. Crime photo, check. Ja, ist ja okay, ne? Achso, ja eben, nee. Was ich ja vorhin gesagt habe, die Fußabdrücke des Killers sollten ja eigentlich dann zu sehen sein, wenn es nicht mehr geschneit hat. Ne, ich glaube, darauf will er hinaus. Und hier haben wir eben nur Russell Berrys Fußabdrücke. Wahrscheinlich, nehme ich mal an, dass die das sind. Passen auf jeden Fall gut zu seinen Schüchen. Ja, ich denke mal, es wird das gemeint haben. Was haben wir noch so? Circus Map. Achso, wir haben die Map sogar. Ups. Okay, nichts Besonderes. Mr. Gumshoe, what were the members of the circus doing on the night of the crime? Okay, Ja, aber es ist ja eigentlich keine Contradiction, ne? Ich gehe mal weiter. We're gathered in the big top to practice their routines. When you say all of the circus performers, who do you mean? Everyone but the dancers and staff were there. Regina the animal tamer, Mo the clown, Ben the ventriloquist, and of course the defendant, Maximilian Galactica, and his victim, the ringmaster. His victim? Dick, komm schon. Buddy, please. Du weißt ganz genau, dass er nicht schuldig ist, oder? Komm, wir sind noch Bros. Oh, I almost forgot. Regent the Tiger was there as well. Ja gut, okay. Out of curiosity, what about the circus monkey? Das ist tatsächlich ein guter Punkt. Aber wenn ein Tier dafür verantwortlich ist, dann eher der Affe als der Tiger. Wobei, ja, naja gut. Ja, beim Tiger würde es ein bisschen anders aussehen. When I was investigating yesterday, he happened to snatch my wristwatch. Detective, you are welcome to file a police report after these proceedings. Okay, ja, das ist wichtig. Broke up around 10 p.m. Also kurz bevor Dings, ne? After practice was over, where did everyone head off to? Regina was playing with Regent, while Mo went back to his room, tired from work. Ben the ventriloquist went to the front gate, absorbed in his own world. The ringmaster Max went off to the ringmaster's room to talk privately. Talk privately, huh? That's awfully suspicious. You wouldn't happen to know what they were talking about, would you? It seems they were negotiating Max's salary. Actually, Max was asking for Regina's hand in marriage. Stimmt. Salary war ja schon eine Woche davor, haben wir gelernt. Das heißt, darum, das hat er ja schon bekommen. Von daher hat er auch kein Motiv. Warum solle er seinen Arbeitgeber abschlachten, wenn er schon ganz viel Kohle kriegt? Und so um die Hand der Tochter anzuhalten, ist, glaube ich, auch nicht unbedingt der richtige Weg, würde ich jetzt behaupten. Ich habe natürlich keine Erfahrung darin, weil ich, gehen wir weiter. The murder theft took place in the plaza in front of the lodging house at 10:15. I'd like you to be a bit more specific about the events at 10:15. Okay, not a problem, pal. We've got a witness that told us how the whole thing... Ow! This is totally meaningless. Time to move on. Oh, war aber lange ruhig. Und jetzt plötzlich... Okay, der Witness ist scheinbar ein krasses Thema hier. Alright, we'll just have to revisit that testimony later. Detective Gumshoe, would you mind telling us how the victim met his end? Bent over a wooden box. A wooden box. That's right. The victim must have been carrying the wooden box when he was killed. Carrying the box, huh? It was a rather strange wooden box, Your Honor. What do you mean? What does this mean? Well, it was much heavier than it looked. Not to mention it was locked. Locked, you say? Okay. Wooden box. The victim was hunched over this 20... was war nochmal die Einheit? Pounds, ne? Das war Pounds, oder? Wie viel ist das? 10 Kilo, glaube ich? Irgendwie so? Meinte ich. It boasts a small but strong lock. This may be my only chance, so I might as well ask some questions. Okay, about the wooden box, about the lock, about the contents. Yeah, about the contents. Very interessant. Do you mind telling us what was inside that box? Well, when we found the box, it was locked tighter than Fort Knox. So we took it back to the station and cracked it open. All that was inside was this little bottle. Bottle? What is that, detective? Exactly what it looks like, Your Honor. It's a condiment bottle. What's inside the bottle? It's filled with pepper. Okay. Pepper? Why the world was it locked in that big box? There was only one little bottle in that huge box? Ja, also Pfeffer, ja. Ist wichtig, vielleicht. Keine Ahnung. I wonder if that has some sort of special meaning. Small seasoning bottle. Found inside a wooden box. The victim was hunched over. It contains pepper. Okay. Cause of death was blunt force trauma. Genau. Vertebrae. Genau. Nein, ich wollte eigentlich... Ups, jetzt habe ich hier auch noch weggedrückt. Give us the facts. She saw them, but there's gotta be more to this. I didn't see anything. But that's why you're the lawyer and I'm the medium. Ja, ich habe aber auch nichts gesehen. Ich würde aber ganz gerne nochmal hier das letzte... Hier, Pressing. According to the autopsy report, the murder weapon was a blunt object, correct? Yeah, you've done your homework, pal. Also, es wurde halt gerade erwähnt, aber egal. You haven't found this murder weapon, have you? The police are searching for it as we speak. My theory is that it is something the perpetrator ran off with. You would think so, especially since you didn't find it on the scene. No, I bet he made it disappear with magic. Ja, witzig. Well, I think we have a good feel for the details of the event now. Guess that's all we're gonna get out of Gumshoe in this case. You mean all we're gonna get out of him is that little bottle of pepper? Now that we have wrapped up with the detective, I'd like to call my next witness. I'm not even off to the stand yet. Obviously, but that's due to you being slow and unable to take a hint. I don't know, but wrapped up has such a mean sound to it. I'm a sensitive guy. Ach komm. Be strong, Gumshoe. Thank you very much, Detective Gumshoe. You may step down. Miss Von Karma, call your next witness. I would like to call Mr. Benjamin Woodman to the stand. Must be talking about Ben, the ventriloquist. I wonder if Trilo will show up on the stand as well. Yeah. Ja, natürlich. Please state your name and occupation for the record. My full name is Trailer Quest. I am employed as an operatic tenor. Ich wollte eigentlich nachschauen, wie man es genau ausspricht, hab's aber wieder vergessen. Excuse me. The witness called to the stand was one Mr. Benjamin Woodman, ventriloquist. That rope must be cutting off your circulation. I said I was a singer. Maybe you don't believe me? Fine, I'll grace you with a song. Me. The world of the law, exciting and daring, guilt or innocence. Deciding my judge dressed up like a woman. Well, what do you think? Is that a good rhythm? Just the lyrics. They leave something to be desired, so to speak. Trilo, you know better than to insult a judge. Shut up! Just look at your nose. You would think you'd have the sense to fix it. It's so ugly, I want to punch you in the face. On the off chance swelling would help. You know what your nose is the reason you'll never be an A-list star. Celebrities must really enjoy saying everything that flashes into their minds. What's going on here? Order, order. I didn't meant to know who the witness is. Don't worry about me, sir. I'll let Trilo handle this. I'm not worrying about you one bit. I'm worried. Ow! You won't get anywhere trying to figure out this witness. Now let's proceed. Okay. What you witnessed. Once practice was over, I left the tent with the stooge. I mean, clown. Once we got to the lodging house, I ditched him and went back to the plaza's entrance. That's when I saw Max, heading towards the scene of the crime. He was the only one heading that way. How could that punk not be the killer? Then the police showed up and took Magic Boy away. You saw Maximilian Galactica heading towards the scene? You're sure of that? Without a doubt. He had on his silk hat, cloak, and the dumb white roses on his chest. How could you mistake someone with that crazy get-up and his nose stuck up so high? That's enough. I think we all get the picture. Just one thing. You said you ditched the clown. That's right, dress boy. Well, since you weren't with him, couldn't that mean the clown committed the crime? He's got a point. What a shame. It was a nice theory, but the clown can't be the culprit. Why's that? Here's absolute proof. Silk hat. This was found at the scene of the crime. It belongs to the defendant. Ah. Without question, he was wearing his signature hat during practice. If the clown was the murderer, there wouldn't be no reason for this hat to be at the scene. Ja. Könnte aber auch geplaced sein. Später, oder? Ja, du nimmst mir die Worte aus dem Mund, Schatz. Well done, Mr. Von Karma. Your prosecutorial skills are unrivaled. Well done. Thank you for stating the obvious. Mr. Phoenix Wright, what do you have to say? Oh, okay. I guess she's the boss again today. Okay, what you witnessed. I left the tent. Ja. Wo ist er denn hingegangen? Ich glaube in sein Zimmer, ne? The clown, you're talking about Mo? Of course I'm talking about that old fart. He's so pathetic I can't stand him. Just a little bit of exercise and his makeup is running all over the place. Once practice was over, he was 9 out of 10 of the way to keeling over for good. Poor guy. We didn't have any choice, so Ben took him back to his room. When it comes to being a first place loser, that guy's ahead of the pack. Then what happened? Okay. Also der Clown klingt ziemlich safe. Der Mo. Genau, die Entrance, bla bla, wenn so Max in the scene. Okay. Aber du hast gesagt, du hast halt nur die Signature-Items gesehen. Und noch nicht, ob sie Bob selber wirklich gesehen haben. Ne? Are you sure it was really Max Galactica? AKA Bob? Of course I'm sure. How could you mistake someone wearing such a snobby 3-piece getup? Snobby 3-piece getup? Get the wax every year, lawyers nowadays. You're like talking to a brick wall. Max's 3-piece set getup. Jeez. Could it be any more dense? All together now. Silk hat, cloak, white roses. Thank you. Also, das war Publikum. Nick, I think you should put a little bit more effort into preparing your questions. Ja, eben, aber es ist halt nur sein Outfit, ne? Sind das wirklich die... Ja, haben wir das, oder? Die drei Dinge, genau. Weiße Rosen, der Hut, Zylinder und das Cape. Was das Cape? War das das dritte? Egal. Okay. Was the only one heading that way? How could he not be the killer? You saw Max and only Max, right, Trilo? That's right, and that makes him the killer. There was only one person headed that way that night. Ja, oder du? Ja, also... that makes quite a bit of sense and makes Max one suspicious character. There's more to this story than meets the eye. Is there something amiss in this? There is no proof it was Max. Ben only saw Max. Gibt es noch wen anders, den er gesehen hat? Also, wir gucken mal. Ja, Max hat er ja scheinbar gesehen, ne? Er ist natürlich in seinem Arsch. Regina. Wo war Regina? Weiß man nicht, ne? War Regina? Ich glaube, da wissen wir nicht, wo die war. Russell, ja, ist eigentlich egal, wo der war. Und Mo war ja definitiv im Zimmer. Okay. Ja, wir wissen nicht, ob... Vielleicht hat er noch Regina gesehen, aber das wissen wir halt nicht. There is no proof it was Max. Wait a second. There's no proof that the witness saw Maximilian Galactica. Hey, you still don't get it, do you? I saw what I saw. It was Max's three-piece joke of a costume. Alright, let's say it all together now. Cloak, white roses. Ja, das war der Umhang. Thank you. I think you should study up on your celebrities, Mr. Wright. Great, I'm getting shot down by a toy. Okay, ich glaube, das war nicht die richtige Frage, die wir hier picken mussten. Aber wir gucken erstmal weiter. Then the police showed up. Around what time did the police arrive at the scene? I suppose that would have been around... Hey, what time was it? I think it was around, I'd say a bit after 10:30, I think. Practice ended at 10 PM, so you hung around the lodging house the entire time? I guess that sounds about right. Wasn't it awfully cold? I can't believe you'd just stand outside in the weather. Well, the truth is... Well, shut up, you big-nosed dope. Why are you telling him anything extra? Why can't you believe that we'd just stand outside in that weather? Well, maybe you were waiting for someone. Well, what? Who said we were waiting for someone? Mr. Phoenix Wright, we can all do without your offhanded theories. But this witness, he's cracking under the pressure already. I'm onto something. Mr. Wright. Who do you suppose the witness was waiting for out in the cold that night? Ja, haben wir vorhin ja schon gut feststellen können. Regina ist halt die einzige, wo wir nicht wissen, wo sie war, ne? Und er steht ja auf sie. Das heißt, vielleicht hat er auf sie gewartet und, ne? So ein bisschen... Es ist schon spät, ist kalt, ne? Dies, das. Ne? Ist zwar nur aus Holz, der Arme, aber... Naja. Wir gucken mal. Well, if he was waiting outside in the cold, it was for one person. And one person only. He was waiting for the animal tamer Regina. Wah, wah, You were waiting outside for Regina to come back to the lodging house. Am I mistaken? Is this true? Well, you can't really ask me that question. Who cares who I was waiting for that night? What's important is what I saw, don't you forget it. Well, the puppet may be a bit stiff, but he's right. It seems that at this stage I have no reason to doubt this witness's testimony. And there are clearly no conclusive contradictions. He's right. A brilliant judgment, Your Honor. Now let's move along with this testimony. Trina wouldn't happen to have an ulterior motive for incriminating Max, would he? Doch, jetzt wo du sagst. Die stehen ja beide auf Regina, ne? Well, Max is part of that bitter love triangle with Regina. That's what I said, Phoenix. Danke. Aber schön, dass du es wiederholst. Which is probably why Max conked him over the head. Ja, und jetzt ist Payback time. Nick, wasn't Ben the one who got knocked over the head? Yeah. I think so. I don't know anymore. Okay, okay, wir gehen nochmal zurück zu dieser einen Frage. Hier war es, glaube ich, ne? Wo wir noch weitere Fragen stellen können. So. Ben only saw Max. Vielleicht hat er Regina gesehen, ne? Wenn er auf sie gewartet hat. That's a bit strange, don't you think? What's strange? That you only saw Max. Doesn't it seem like you should have seen someone else as well? What? Where are you going with this, Mr. Wright? Who else do you suppose the witness could have seen? Yeah, Regina, girl. Don't hold your tongue, Ben. It's your job to answer all the stupid questions. I'm sorry, Trilo. Okay. Gotta find a way to get more information out of this witness. Oh shit. Hat er noch eine andere Person gesehen? Ich weiß nicht. Think about it some more, Nick. I'm sure you'll come up with something. Trilo wouldn't happen to have an ulterior motive. Ja, das haben wir schon. Ich glaube, ich habe irgendwas noch nicht gedrückt, oder? Das habe ich noch nicht gedrückt, ne? Why the plaza's entrance? To do some thinking, of course. It was awfully cold out that night, especially with all that snow around. Wouldn't thinking in your nice warm lodging house have been a better idea? Mr. Phoenix Wright, I think you should leave the thinking to the witness. But I'm a good funker. At least my teachers always said that. That I was. Okay. Okay. Ja, aber wir haben jetzt hier ein bisschen extra Text mit Regina bekommen da. Is the only one heading that way. That's when I saw Max heading toward the scene of the crime. Mach das nochmal, warte mal. Was passiert, wenn wir jetzt das hier nochmal drücken? Einfach mal testeshalber. Wait a second, there's no proof. Hey, hey, hey. Ich bin ein bisschen stuck gerade. Was ist... How could the punk not be the killer? Was, wenn ich No Problem drücke? Can't really see anything wrong with what Ben, I mean Trilo, just said. Maybe we should take a step back and look things over again, Nick. Ah. Right back to the plaza's entrance. Können wir was präsenten? Dass er nicht der Einzige ist. Ich hätte vielleicht eine Idee. Nee, Moment. Doch, Regina hat ja gesagt, Trilo hat einen Antrag gemacht, ne? Nee, warte mal, nee, das bringt mir gar nichts. Das war ja viel früher. Ich drück trotzdem einfach mal, aber das wird wahrscheinlich nichts sein. Ja, no, that statement contradicts his evidence. It does. I don't see anything contradictory. Oh, really? Come on. Objection denied. Try to think before you make accusations, Mr. Wright. Okay. Ja, ich bin ja schon dabei, aber mir fällt gerade irgendwie nichts ein. Gibt es jemanden... Ich kann ja wieder zurück zur Frage gehen, da wo ich jemanden zeigen soll, den er gesehen haben könnte. See someone else. Der Ringmaster vielleicht? Nee. Boah, ich bin gerade echt ratlos. Ich mach nochmal hier, also. That's right. There was only one person headed that way that night. Which way? Zum Lodging House, oder wie? Also ja, einfach zum... Small dynamics. Yeah, is there something amiss in this? Ben only saw Max. That's a bit strange. How strange. You only saw Max. You should have seen someone else as well. Jemand anderes hätte er sehen sollen, aber wer? Also es gibt ja nicht viele Möglichkeiten, ne? Obviously, Max ist ja jetzt hier nicht das Thema, sondern... wow, du hast die selbst gesehen. Das war nix. Russell oder Mo? Aber sie haben ja ihn ins Zimmer gebracht. Also... Russell? Naja, sie gingen... Moment. Sie gingen ja in den Ringmasters Room. Ach nee! Ja klar, wenn sie... Ach so. Ja, natürlich, weil... Der Ringmaster... Der muss ja auch irgendwie zur Crime Scene kommen, bevor er umgebracht werden kann. Das heißt, er hätte auch... irgendwann dahin latschen müssen, aber wenn er nicht gesehen wurde, dann ist er gar nicht da. Mensch, das hat jetzt aber lange gedauert. That's the victim. That's correct. If Trilo was at the entrance to the plaza, he should have seen the ringmaster as well. Ah! Obviously, the ringmaster arrived at the scene of the crime before the witness could have seen him. Anyone with sense could have figured that one out. What are you talking about? The ringmaster and Max went together to the ringmaster's room. Is that, according to the defendant, a likely story? If Maximilian Galactica was supposed to be in the ringmaster's room, why was he, just as the witness stated, at the scene of the crime? Ah, I see. You do? Alright. There is obviously a reason why this witness was there that night. He spent all the time waiting for Regina to arrive. Moreover, even if someone else would have walked right in front of him, I doubt he would have paid them a second thought. Ah! Oh, that makes perfect sense. What did you just say? The witness saw the defendant at the scene of the crime. However, he did not see the victim on the way to his eventual demise. If you accept that, then you must accept that there is a high likelihood that you could have missed someone else other than Max had... Ow! There is absolutely no proof that the witness was waiting for the animal tamer. I guess you got me. Alright, alright. I'll spill the beans for real this time. It's true, I was waiting for Regina. Pain. Don't volunteer things. Mr. Chris, tell us the truth this time. And I mean the whole truth. Were you or were you not waiting for the Regina at the entrance of the lodging house? I was. I was waiting to propose to her. You were what? Waiting to propose? What's the matter? You think that humans have a monopoly on marriage? The matter of puppet marriage is not under review in this case. You're the judge? I mean, look at your horrible outfit. More pain. Thanks to your bumbling, my perfect plan is not so perfect anymore. Now we have to waste time getting to the bottom of some silly proposal by a puppet. Okay. Don't be so surprised that I was going to propose to Regina. I even had something to give to her. Kept it in my pocket, waiting for the chance to propose and give it to her. Of course, I also had it in my pocket that night. It was a present for her. In the end, I wasn't able to give it to her, so I've still got it in my pocket. You were going to propose? You, a puppet? Don't be so obtuse. Just because I'm a puppet doesn't mean I can't laugh. I guess you're right. Just because I'm old doesn't mean I couldn't propose to her too. Weißt du was? Wir lassen das einfach mal so stehen. Exactly. Who cares about the law? His armor is looking a little less than honorable right now. Okay, Mr. Wright. Please continue with your cross-examination. What was that with that sigh at the end? Ja. Ich weiß auch nicht. About the proposal. Okay. Ja. I mean, I had something to give to her. Ja, ich nehme mal an, es könnte der Ring sein, ne? From T to R, ne? From Trailer to Regina. Und da hast du jetzt gesagt... So, I've still got it in my pocket. Ja, das ist ja straightforward dann. Ne, der Ring ist bei mir. Weil er hier ihn gestohlen hatte. Ja, ne, that's the... No, it's not. Okay. Whose pocket was the ring in? Mine, of course. What a stupid question. You've got to be kidding me. You think Ben could pull that off? I'm so sorry, really? You don't have to apologize for that. He's the one who should be apologizing. Really? Last night? Okay. So you went to the lodging house to give it to her? That's right. I tried to give it to her during practice so many times that I lost count, but that Abadi Snap kept getting in the way. Abadi Snap? He couldn't possibly be talking about me, Maximilian Galactica. When I get a hold of him, I'm gonna saw his wood blocks in half, not with magic. Well, I always say that love creates rivalries. So what is present? Indiana wasn't able to... Müssen wir erst rausfinden, was es ist? Ich meine, es ist ja ziemlich klar, was es ist. Aber hey. So we are still thinking of trying to give it to Regina. Of course I am. I spent 3 months' salary on this thing and not gonna give up that easily. Huh. I wonder how much he receives for appearing in the circus. Probably way more than he deserves. How about it, Nick? I think it's about time to unwrap this toy's testimony. That's the spirit, Nick. Give him a neck. Give him heck. Judge has that dazed and confused look again. Maybe you should get out more. Was ist es denn? What was it exactly that you planned on giving her? You know exactly what I was going to give her, numbskull? The only thing I could find that could match Regina's beauty. Answer his question, what was it? You're gonna die when you hear this. It's an engagement ring. Engagement ring? Wow, those two nearly fell out of their chairs. Mr. Phoenix Wright's joke has gone too far. Time for this to end right here. This guy's whip looks like it's about to lash out at almost anything. One hit from that thing will probably shut someone up for a long time. Pain equals bad. Push on anyway. Ja, wir drücken. Maybe something of a joke, but this is a historic moment. First time a puppet has ever... Ach so, das meinst du damit. I advise you to cut this argument short. I'm going to have to agree with the defense here. Would the witness please revise their testimony? Specifically about the engagement ring, I'd like to stick to facts, not sociology. You sure do enjoy sweating the details, especially for a man in a black bathrobe. Okay, engagement ring to Regina. An engagement ring? Uh-huh. It's actually a diamond-shaped stone carved from glass. Even more brilliant than the real thing. I think Regina is going to love it. Glass, okay. What's the matter, Nick? Well, there's got to be something I can catch him on. Okay, jetzt wissen wir, dass es ein Ring ist, ne? Das heißt... So, I've still got it in my pocket. Kann ich es jetzt drücken, bitte, please? Dankeschön. Trilo, do you mind if I show you something? What is it? What are you talking about? Uh-oh, looks like they're going to double team me now. Do you recognize this ring? Ah, that's mine. Give it back. Thief. Didn't you just testify about this very object? I believe you said, in the end, I wasn't able to give it to her, so I've still got it in my pocket. Why then do I have it right here? Mal gucken, wohin das führt, ne? What is going on here? That's... Ben, say something! Don't put me on the spot like that, Trilo. I found this in Money's room. Money's room? You mean a room they put money, like a bank vault? Ha! That filthy monkey's gonna get what's coming to him. Mr. Christ, I would prefer if you avoided slandering innocent fights in my court. Well, Your Honor, Money's really a monkey in every sense of the word. Ah, I see. Well then. Money likes to go after the shiniest things that he can find and gather them up. Shiny things? Trilo, when was this ring stolen from you? Well, I suppose it was that time, you know, that night, the night of the crime. What did you just say? Details, I need more details. Well, it was stolen right after Max showed up in the plaza. Right about when you saw the defendant walk past, correct? Well, I guess you might, be able to say that. The ring might have, well, it could have been taken around that time. What? Okay. Man, what's with you? Oh, whatever. Has nothing to do with anything, especially not who committed the murder. It's not for you to decide what has to do with what. Now, Trilo, back to the topic at hand. I haven't admitted a thing. Not I, Mr. Trilo Quist. What did you do when the ring was taken, Trilo? You know exactly what I did. I chased after that ring-snatching monkey, Money. But you weren't able to catch up with him, were you? It's all this slow, loafy fool called Ben's fault. While he was fumbling his way through the snow, that dumb monkey was able to get away. That is indeed an incredible shame. Well, this does indeed prove one very important point. Proof an important point? What point could that possibly be? Ben doesn't exercise enough. Nein, Bens testimony has a flaw. Ich hoffe, wir kriegen unser Leben wieder zurück. Ey, das sieht echt nicht gut aus. There's a huge contradiction in this witness's testimony. Contradiction? The witness just testified to the following effect. Up until the police arrived, he didn't move from the entrance to the plaza. However, the witness just stated that he chased after Money the monkey. When the witness was off chasing Money, there was no one watching the plaza. What is the meaning of all of this, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Where are you going with this little theory of yours? I'm saying that here is no possible way that this witness saw the plaza the entire time. That's where I'm going with this little theory, which leads me to my next point. It is entirely possible that someone other than the defendant was at the scene. Interesting, Mr. Wright. Well then, tell me this, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Do you have any proof that something slipped past this vigilant ventriloquist? Well, he obviously didn't see the victim, the ringmaster, arrive on the scene. However, that doesn't change the fact that he saw the defendant arrive. The witness is lying. He is blinded by his rivalry with Max. Well, the defense's argument does hold water. This witness does have a history of animosity towards the defendant. What? How dare you? I would lie just to get that dork face in trouble. Is not even worth it. I saw him, no doubt about it. I saw that worthless liar. Well, just for clarity's sake, let's flesh out exactly who you saw on that night. Huh. I've told you so many times. You'd think you'd know my story's not changing. Already changed the story, stick boy, and I'm sure it will change some more. Where there's one light, there are usually many more behind it. Exactly, Maya. That's why we have to keep after him. Yeah. Whew. Witnessing Max. I'll give you that. I was waiting that night for Regina. But that doesn't change the fact that I saw Max in the plaza that night. He showed up after I had been waiting there for about 5 minutes. I said good evening to him, but he didn't even acknowledge my presence. I'm absolutely sure it was him. I saw Maximilian Galactic at the scene. There's no way I could mistake someone wearing those 3 ridiculous symbols. Huh. So that means that Money didn't show up until after he saw Max? That's right, Money ran up less than a minute after I saw Max. And then Money snatched the ring and you went chasing after him. How long was it until you came back to where you were waiting? Well, let's see, I'd say about... I suppose 5 minutes, I think. So the victim could have arrived on the scene in that 5-minute stretch. Mr. Wright, please proceed with your cross-examination. Okay. Let's go. I was waiting for Regina. Wir pressen alles. Richtig schön reinpressen. So, you were only concerned with waiting for Regina. God. That night. That means you probably wouldn't have noticed if someone else showed up. You should think about how many eyes I actually have. I've got 4, you know. 4. F-O-U-R. County banks, of course. With that many eyes, do you really think something would have slipped by me? 4 eyes is an awful lot of attention directed at one area, I suppose. Yikes, the judge is even more dangerous to our case than Trilo. Okay, doesn't change the fact that I saw Max. So you saw Max coming out of the big top that night? Of course, that's where I saw him coming from. I was staring at the entrance to the tent the entire time. Guess that makes sense, especially since he was waiting for Regina. I showed up after I had been waiting there for about 5 minutes. Also war er nur 5 Minuten im Ringmaster Room? Oder wie? Oder waren die vorhin schon drin? Könnten schon vorher drin gewesen sein. Es könnten noch mehr als 5 Minuten sein. Okay. About what time would you say these events took place? You're one of the dumbest people on the planet if you can't figure it out yourself. You already know that practice finished promptly at 10 PM. And you already know that I went to the lodging house right after practice. You don't need to be a brain surgeon to know around what time it was when I saw him. Just add 10 more minutes. I'm sure you can do that. Now, what time was it? Indeed, what time was it? What time was it? Let me think about that for a second. Yow! I'm not good at... It was 10 after 10. Yes, that sounds about right. Sounds about right, because that's the time that I saw Max on the scene. I said good evening to him, but he didn't even acknowledge my presence. Okay. Also hatten sie dann wohl 10 Minuten zum Talken, ne? Bob und Russell. So you testified that you said good evening to Max that night. You must enjoy asking incredibly obvious questions. You say good morning in the morning and good afternoon during the day, right? And it's obvious that I'd say good night to someone at night. What, Ben, you've got something to add? Let me guess. That's not it, Trilo. You say good evening at night. I'm sorry, Trilo. Mr. Quist, I would prefer if you kept your ventriloquist's act outside of the courtroom. Impossible. A performer lives and breathes his performances. You should know better. There's got to be something wrong with this bit of testimony. Trilo's evening greeting. Ben's half of the comedy act. Gut, die Frage ist, würde er Max überhaupt grüßen? Ich meine, wenn er ihm schon eins über den Schädel gezimmert hat. Das ist ja schon passiert. Ich glaube, der war ja ziemlich pisst dann auf ihn. Ich drück mal das. Isn't that a bit strange to you? What do you mean? Well, if you hate Max so much, why would you bother being nice to him? Strikes me as somewhat strange. Why would it strike you as strange? Exactly, how is it strange to be cordial to one of your co-workers? Well, if it was simply just being cordial to a co-worker, I would understand. Ow! That hurt! Maybe you should think of having some proof before your lips start flapping next time. Proof is everything in this world. You should have learned that back in grade school. There's no reason that Trilo would ever say something nice to Max, but how do I go about proving that with evidence? Bluffing is everything in this world, but I'm sure you already learned that one. I guess I can give it a shot. The witness will resume his testimony. Bluffing? Ich meine, ich kann die Bottle drücken. Aber wir gucken erstmal weiter, bevor ich die Bottle drücke, ne? Absolutely sure it was Max. You are 100% absolutely sure of what you just said. I told you already, jeez, I am 100% absolutely sure. There's no way he could be any more confident than that, right? Okay. 3 ridiculous symbols. That's 3 ridiculous symbols, huh? Out of curiosity, exactly how many times have you asked that question by now? Ich weiß auch nicht. If you're gonna ask again, I'll answer with a chorus. Everyone together now. Say cat, cloak, white roses. Thank you very much. Maya, you didn't have to join in, did you? But it's fun shouting out with everyone else. There has to be a hole in his testimony somewhere. I agree. But do we have the proof to make something stick? All we can do is try, right, Nick? I've gotta have something that will prove you. We've gotta have something that will prove useful. Alright, time to go to work. Ja gut. Also es muss irgendwas hier sein, ne? Moment, gab es nicht noch Fragen? Moment, hier gab es auch noch eine andere Frage. Ich drücke mal die andere noch, ne? Also eine andere Auswahloption, ne? Hier. I hate to say it, but Ben's part of little act is coming off a bit stale. I'm sure that if a pro was to review... Ow! You're not trying to pass yourself as a professional performer, are you? Don't get so wrapped up in yourself, Mr. Phoenix, right? You should know better. Ow! 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 That hurts! That should have set him straight. You may proceed with your testimony, witness. Schade. Okay. Also, zurück, was wir vorhin machen wollten. Hier. Die Bottle. Wir tryen einfach mal. Das klingt schon mal gut. Trilo, is it not true that you had a fight with Max on the day of the murder? A fight? A fight over Regina, to be exact? Wasn't that big of a deal. It was just an argument, a disagreement at most. A disagreement usually doesn't end with someone getting clunked over the head. Wah! That morning, Ben got clobbered over the head by Max, didn't he? What? Is that an admission of assault and battery? Ow! Before we handle that, we should wrap up the defendant's murder charge first. The truth is that on the date of the crime, the defendant and witness had a huge fight. There's absolutely no way they would have suddenly become cordial that evening. Moreover, just consider the personality of the witness on stand. There is no way a puppet this lewd would just up and say good evening to his rival. Are you saying this witness is lying? That he's trying to frame the defendant by claiming to have seen him at the crime scene? I didn't tell a single lie, honestly. I just... That's enough from you, Mr. Quist. Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. Let's clarify this testimony for the court. Could you explain your theory about who the witness actually saw that night? Okay. Didn't see anyone. He saw the defendant. Also das... Er hat bestimmt jemanden gesehen, ne? He saw the defendant. He saw a different person. Also, wir gehen ja davon aus... dass es nicht Max war, ne? Bob. I'm sorry. Von daher, wen hat er gesehen? Regina. Warum würde sie sich verkleiden? Und woher hätte sie überhaupt das Outfit her? Ich meine, Bob hat ja das Outfit getragen. Didn't see anyone? Ja doch, er musste was gesehen haben. Ich sag mal different person, aber ich weiß noch nicht wer. It is my belief that the witness did indeed see someone that night. It was just someone else. That's who he said good evening to. Ja gut, macht auch Sinn. Ja stimmt, warum würdest du überhaupt auf dem Zeugenstand so was Triviales sagen wie, ich habe ihn gegrüßt, wenn du es nicht wirklich gemacht hättest? Das würde dir ja normalerweise gar nicht einfallen, wenn du es nicht gemacht hättest. Also könnte ich mir vorstellen, ne? Von daher, er wird definitiv jemand anderes gesehen haben, den er nett findet. Das heißt, Regina kann es eigentlich auch nicht sein. Wenn er Regina gesehen hätte, oder erkannt hätte, dann hätte er sie ja nicht einfach nur gegrüßt, ne? Dann wäre sie zur Sache gegangen, ne? Dann wäre der ganze Schnee geschmolzen nachher, so heiß wäre das. Ja, what kind of theory is that? The correct one. Das heißt, es bleibt nur noch, wer bleibt noch übrig? Mo, der aber im Zimmer war, und Russell, der in seinem Office war. Okay, the correct one. Furthermore, I don't believe the person the witness saw was Max at all. What? If he had truly met Max that night, there would have been no greeting at all. Which means there is only one proper answer. The person the witness saw that night was not Maximilian Galactica. That is why Trilo made the effort to greet whoever it was that he saw that evening. Or good evening, as he put it. What in the world you... Would the defense kindly explain who it was Trilo saw that evening then? Ich würde sagen, es ist Russell. Würde Sinn machen, weil dann wäre er halt bei der Crime Scene, ne? Das würde einem eine Sache schon mal erklären. Und er war mit Max zusammen. Vielleicht hat er aus irgendeinem Grund das Outfit von Max angezogen. Bob, mein Gott. Mo macht ja keinen Sinn. Eben, er war ja müde, er war in seinem Zimmer und hatte wahrscheinlich auch gar nicht die Chance, an das Outfit zu kommen. Von daher, Russell. Muss sein. Digga, komm schon. Gönn. Considering the ill temper of this witness, there is only one person he would greet. It must be Regina. It's Regina, right? She's so cute. No, Your Honor. It is not Regina. If it was Regina, Trilo would have given her the engagement ring as a present. Oh, yeah, I suppose you've got a point there. It was Russell Berry, the victim himself, was it not? You are correct. It was indeed Russell Berry. The person you saw that evening was the victim, the ringmaster Russell Berry. That's why you greeted him, Trilo. Isn't that correct? Answer the question, Mr. Quist. Order! How do you respond to this? Wait a second. Well, at first I thought it was the old man. But once I got a better look at him, it was obviously Maximilian Galactica. Ja. Natürlich. I think it is the high time that we clear the air about this question. Mr. Quist obviously witnessed a single person in the area of the plaza that evening. The problem is identifying exactly who that person was. Was it Maximilian Galactica or was it the ringmaster? One Mr. Russell Berry. The prosecution argues that it was the defendant that the witness saw that night. The witness has clearly stated that he saw the defendant's 3 symbols. 3 symbols. Alright, this is getting old. Come on, man. You've got to remember them by now. Here we go again. Everyone all together now. Ow! Yes, we know. The silk hat, cloak, and white roses. A silk hat and a cloak. Anyone could wear them. They'd even look good on me. They would even look good on me. What was that? Well, the witness has endlessly repeated that he saw Max's 3 symbols. However, how do we really know it was Maximilian Galactica? It could have been someone else dressed up as him. Ja, dass das erst jetzt mal erwähnt wird, dass es überhaupt eine Möglichkeit ist. Okay. Possibly even Russell Berry. What? Miss von Karma. Do you have a clear evidence that the person witness saw was the defendant? Well, if that's the case, then it is impossible for me to make a judgment at this point. Yes, I think we finally won a point in this one. That is very unfortunate. Huh? You're just a little too excited for your own good, Mr. Phoenix, right? What do you mean by that? You merely established one thing from this witness. You established that this witness saw one person in the plaza that night. I applaud you on your effort, but who that person was can only be answered by the next witness. Huh? Your Honor, the prosecution will provide beyond a shadow of a doubt an answer to that question and evidence that clearly establishes one thing. That there is no other than Maximilian Galactica responsible for this crime. Very well. The court will take a 10-minute recess. During that time, I request the prosecution prepare their next witness. Court is now in recess. To be continued. Strecken. Geil. Okay. Haben wir den Part überstanden? Jetzt kriegen wir eine neue Zeugenaussage. Vermutlich, ich nehme an, entweder Regina oder Mo. Aber Mo war ja nicht wirklich... Der war ja eigentlich im Zimmer, ne? In seinem Zimmer. Vielleicht hat er vom Zimmer aus was gesehen. Und Regina, wer weiß, wo die war. Das wissen wir gar nicht, ne, wo Regina war. Interesting. Okay, ich denke, wir werden wohl warten müssen und herausfinden, welche Witnesses im nächsten Part sein wird. Von daher, ich hoffe, es hat euch gefallen und wir sehen uns dann beim nächsten Mal wieder. Oder hören uns. Oder, keine Ahnung. Bis dahin, macht's gut, Leute. Und tschö.